All great dreams start with a spark. 20 years ago, the Whistler Film Festival was a dream, ignited by a vision to bring the majesty of the mountains and the power of storytelling together. In that time, WFF has become a celebration of storytelling, where creativity reigns. Enlightened conversations are the fuel for artistic growth, and meaningful connections lead to future collaborations and friendships. It's a place for talent to flourish naturally, where diverse and energized new voices gain momentum, and where the compelling stories that live inside all of us continue to blaze brightly, just waiting to be told. It's time to ignite that spark again, to focus on stories that light the way to the limitless possibilities of our imagination. Vision is everything. It takes a spark. It takes a village. Here's to celebrating 20 years of the Whistler Film Festival. The best is yet to come. Greetings from beautiful Whistler, BC, Canada, and welcome to the opening day of the 20th anniversary of the Whistler Film Festival. I'm Erin Cebula, and I've had the absolute pleasure of covering this awesome festival for many years. But today I am here as the host of Spark, the official opening celebration to kickstart, celebrate, and support the Whistler Film Festival's 2020 edition. Now, typically at this time of the year, we would all be gathering in Whistler for 5 days of films and festivities and frolicking in the snow, and I'd be crashing into a fence at the Celebrity Ski Challenge like I did in 2007. But as you can probably guess, this just isn't possible this year. So we are bringing you the magic of Whistler virtually, taking you on a storytelling journey through the Whistler Film Festival's 20 years. You'll hear from the founders as well as the filmmakers, talent, industry, and supporters who've all been part of Whistler's story to date. You'll discover the magic behind Canada's coolest film festival and find out what lies ahead and how you can support it. And most importantly, you can discover how to experience this festival virtually. Now let's take a look at the lineup for the 20th edition of the Whistler Film Festival. I am excited. That is a great lineup. Sugar Daddy's world premiere today. I am doing that. Now, not sure if you guys knew this, but the Whistler Film Festival Society is a charitable cultural organization that relies on the support of its funders, sponsors, and patrons to deliver the programs that focus on the discovery, development, and promotion of Canadian talent. Whistler has put together a silent auction to raise funds to support its 20th edition and programs. So from December 1st to 13th, we're asking you to pledge your support by going to whistlerfilmfestival.com/give, where you can find a bunch of amazing items and experiences like dinner and sabering at the Barefoot Bistro or a trip to Napa. Treat yourself or someone else for the holiday season while supporting your favorite film fest. Now, you know about the incredible films and the fundraising. Now let's meet the incredible people behind the Spark. 20 years ago, Whistler Film Festival was a dream, ignited by a vision to bring the majesty of the mountains and the power of storytelling together. And founder and executive director Shauna Hardy-Miss Shaw has been one of the driving forces since the very beginning. Shauna, where did the idea for the festival come from?
Great question. It really happened by coincidence. I'd been living in Whistler for a decade and answered an ad in the paper to produce a film series in Whistler called Moving Pictures Canadian Films on Tour. Seemed easy enough. Choose some films, bring them to Whistler. At the time, we had one theater in town.
Oh, I remember the Rainbow.
The Rainbow, yes. And we were lucky if we got a new film basically a couple times a month. And at the time, I mean, this is pre-streaming, right? So that was entertainment.
Yes.
That and dancing on bar stools. And yeah, and I ended up running into a friend of mine, Casey Lubin. We'd gone to university together and we reconnected in Whistler. And we decided to divide and conquer. And we also decided to program the opening film. And we called it the Whistler Film Festival.
The Whistler Film Festival was born, and it was a spark of an idea that has been fanned by passion and desire to showcase the Canadian film industry.
So first came the spark, and then came the vision. And here to help us explore that a little more is Casey Lubin. She was the co-founder of the festival and the co-director from 2001 to 2003. Been here for a good portion of the fest, as well as on the board of directors until 2012. Casey, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for being a part of bringing the very first film that started it all. Tell us about what changed everything.
Well, we had the opportunity to premiere a National Film Board of Canada film called Ski Bums, which was very exciting because it was filmed in Whistler and we knew everybody that was in the film.
Cast of characters.
Very much so. And it also had an Oscar-winning director, John Zaritsky.
One of two for Best Doc.
Yeah.
Very
Canada.
good combination there for Whistler.
Who was moved to Whistler, met this cast of characters, and decided to make the film. So that's a whole other story.
Yes.
Yeah, and then everybody seemed to show up, right?
Yeah, we had 1,300 people on our first night.
So I'm guessing you were not prepared for that kind of a turnout and that much excitement.
No, it took us a little bit by surprise, as did the wafts of smoke.
Yep, there were a few clouds of
A lot of
smoke
sparks.
A lot of
billowing out of
sparks.
the
There
doors.
were sparks, and those were the sparks. And we, after that,
started.
yeah, we realized, hey, this is interesting. Like, we ended up discovering how busy and prolific the film industry in Vancouver really was at the time. And through a friend of ours, Patty Jo Weiss, who I had gone to high school with. And she was working in the film industry in Vancouver at the time and introduced us to a whole bunch of people. And we started to attract them to Whistler, to the Film Fest, and she helped us start the first industry event.
She was instrumental in helping to start the Filmmaker Forum. Through her company, they had all kinds of equipment they could showcase for people in the industry to come and try out, and then the industry just started to come.
Yeah. And you had another connection with somebody who was making waves in the film industry at the time.
It's a very convincing person. Then we ended up meeting Carl Basai.
Yeah, we programmed his film in 2003, Emile.
Yeah, and he, we at the time, it was like we were doing every job. We now had graduated to another theater because there was now an 8-plex in town. It was a big deal, right? And he, Casey was pregnant with her first child, and we were like totally overwhelmed. And he pulled us aside, and he's like, "Just need some of your time." And he said, "I've got to tell you something. You're really on to something here." And we were like, let's connect after the fest. So we connected, and we decided, hey, it's time to take this thing to the next level.
Now, Now, we all know Whistler is world-renowned for its mountains and outdoor activities, but Vancouver has long held the moniker of Hollywood North. In fact, it's one of the top 3 production centers in all of North America. So, Shauna, how do you lure those people up to Whistler?
Well, there seems to be this really cool connection between ski towns and film festivals. And because Vancouver's just down the road, it just kind of happened organically. You know, we ended up hiring our first programmer, Bill Evans, in 2004, who we met from Carl Besai because they're both from Edmonton. Go figure, so am I. Anyway, so Bill came up and we started, you know, really enhancing our programming and taking more submissions and enhancing our industry programming and getting support, like garnering support from the community and from funders and from sponsors. And the rest is really history.
I have a long history with the festival. I've been going there for the whole 20 years. Early on, I joined the board and stayed on the board for a number of years, and I think helped come up with some ideas to bring more cinema and more activity to Whistler. I've also been on the jury. I've had maybe 4 screenings in the festival. I can't think of a better place to play your movie. You come to Whistler as a guest, you meet incredible people, other filmmakers. Sometimes you meet incredible actors. I had the pleasure of meeting Donald Sutherland. I met Ivan Reitman. I did a ski race with Bruce Greenwood. It's an environment that's very festive and fun and intimate. When you come away from a weekend in Whistler, you feel like you've made a new family of friendships that last for a long time. So I wanted to thank the festival. I wanted to say happy anniversary, and I wanted to say may you have many more, and may the community continue to be as supportive as it has been to me over the 20 years that I've been going. Thank you so much.
Wow, that Carl Besai has played a very big role in this festival.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I hear he's back again this year?
Yeah, with the world premiere of his latest film called In Her City, which is available online on December 16th.
Awesome, awesome. And you know what else is online? WhistlerFilmFestival.com/give. We'd love for you guys to take a moment right now to visit our silent auction, bid on amazing items and experiences, and help support Whistler Film Festival. Do it now. Shauna, the Whistler Film Festival has long been thought of as a filmmakers festival, especially for Canadian talent. And so why do you think this is?
Well, we realized at the heart of this industry was great storytelling, and that we needed to focus on story, and we needed to focus on the storytellers. We needed to put the Canadian filmmakers at the heart of this festival, and that really led us to creating the Borsos competition for Best Canadian Feature, and it's named in honor of Philip Borsos, who's a Western Canadian filmmaker known for Beth Hune, The Making of a Hero, and The Grey Fox, and there's been, I believe, 142 filmmakers that have competed in this competition over the past 17 years, and over $200,000 in prize money awarded. In fact, the $35,000 prize is the second largest festival prize in the country. So it's a very coveted competition with 5 awards, and this year, we have 15 films competing that will be premiering from December 1st to 20th, and that you can watch online until December 31st.
Can't wait to see them. $35,000, that is a lot for a filmmaker. Well, let's take a look now at some of our previous winners from the Whistler Film Festival and a little sneak peek at some of the people competing for the prize this year.
Winning the Borsos Prize was incredible. Some amazing filmmakers have won the Borsos Prize, so it was an amazing company to be a part of.
The Whistler Film Festival is mean a lot to me because that was my first big prize.
I am the inaugural Philip Borsos winner.
It was a first prize for me after it won like 14 or 15 other prizes.
Whistler was our first premiere outside of TIFF, so it was the first festival we entered and to win, but gave the film a tremendous momentum.
My movie basically cost $800 to make. It was also nice sitting next to a bunch of very prestigious Canadian filmmakers.
The prize came from a jury that I admire a lot.
I think I hugged everyone on the jury as I got on the stage. I was so blown away.
I love the Whistler Film Festival. I think it's, I love the fact that it focuses on Canadian film.
It's the perfect time of year, it's the perfect place, it's the perfect number of people attending.
It's very intimate.
The Whistler Film Festival, I mean, it's one of, it's the best in terms of welcoming its guests.
You know, it was very inspiring to win the Borsos Award. It was very prestigious.
It's a very important prize for me. It's on my desk when I'm working.
Philip Borsos is one of the great filmmakers, and just to be in some way connected to him and his work meant a lot to me.
I wish you a happy anniversary. Cheers.
Shauna, in the first decade, the festival really shifted its focus towards talent. And what was the inspiration for that?
Well, we realized that if we were going to focus on great stories, we needed to focus on talent, and we needed to support storytellers to make great stories, to help take their scripts to screen. And in 2007, we launched our first talent programs. We have 11 now that support screenwriters and directors and producers, actors and musicians, and actually support over 50 Canadian artists. And you know, it's really exciting to see them get their projects made, and really also to see them come back to the film festival to premiere their films. We have several that are coming back this year, like Alan Hopkins' Indian Road Trip, which was developed through our Indigenous Filmmaker Fellowship, and then went on to our Screenwriters Lab, and is now coming back to have its world premiere at the film festival, which you can watch until December 31st. And you know, that's the magic, and that's the sweet spot.
Absolutely, and that full circle moment.
Exactly.
Now, wasn't Angie Nolan also a big part of that magic?
Yeah, Angie Nolan, she has been with us since the beginning, and ended up going from being a volunteer to becoming our director of industry programming. And she really helped us to start these programs and help make them what they are today.
Oh, let's hear from Angie, shall we?
Let's do it.
Being part of this festival family has been a huge honor in my life. I feel like it's a legacy piece, and it's been a magical journey for sure. And I think some of the things I'm most proud of are being a part of the careers of some of our coolest, amazing new Canadian voices, and watching them grow through our festival even, which has been special. I saw other people seeing what we already knew, like how special this could be and where it could go, and 20 years where it has gone and where we are now. And for me, it's been one of the great honors of my life to be part of the Whistler Film Festival story. And of course, people are just always going to tell stories. There are always going to be stories to tell, and I love that we are hopefully always going to be a platform for them to share those stories. Yay, 20 years! I love you, my Whistler Film Festival family.
Well, my favorite moment in Whistler was the first time I went up there, and I walked into the what's it called? Is it the Opry? And there were all these filmmakers there, and I was like a kid in a candy store. I just wanted to talk to everybody. I was just so great to sort of like, these are my people. And I went up to introduce myself and had great conversations. And it was the first time I really experienced something like that. So that was probably my favorite memory, that first time at that big daily party that happened. And so I missed that this year. I wish I could be there and doing that.
Favorite Whistler moment, actually, I had in 2012 premiered my first feature Picture Day at the festival. And I had left before the awards thinking, you know, our lovely little small movie, which we adored, it just didn't, I don't know. I was down in the city and I got a phone call as we were driving, and we just picked up someone who'd had a fender bender and needed a ride back to get something. And I got a phone call from Pete Harvey, my producing partner on that film, saying we'd won. And you know, I was so sad I wasn't in Whistler, but it also was just so incredible. I think the festival just knows how to embrace the movies they play, which is so special.
It's a great festival to have your films at, and I really enjoy having them there. But also, it's a great festival for meeting other filmmakers. And I've continued to be friends and kind of engage with and, you know, phone people up if you got a problem, talk to them about what's going on with folks that I've met there. So that's been a real kind of blessing for me. Just again, the magic of friendship at Whistler.
My favorite moment from Whistler Film Festival was to be with all those women from Quebec. We were an all-woman delegation from Quebec, so we saw how it was possible for women to do movies and be celebrated. So it was a really nice moment.
I'd have to say the party at Longhorns. There was a bunch of live bands. The booze was flowing at the bar. It was just a great time. And especially after premiering our film and having that weight off our shoulders, it was nice to just like let loose in Whistler. It was super fun.
I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to be a part of the Whistler Film Festival in 2014. And my favorite Whistler Film Festival moment was realizing when I got there how much of a community it really was. You can walk everywhere and see the filmmakers, and the way that the Whistler Film Festival really built up the filmmakers and built up the festival in the way that they did. Their slogan, "It takes a village," really was rooted in truth in a way that I haven't always felt in every festival that I've had the good fortune of attending. So they have really anchored the independent film scene with so many opportunities, including the MPA Award and the opportunity to screen at the film festival. And I've worked on films that have screened at Whistler and worked on films that were supported by MPA. So what they're doing is really supporting filmmakers like me in a way that I don't think everyone can see on the surface. Their meaning to our community is deeper than just what their festival is. It's opportunity for people like me. So thank you to the Whistler Film Festival.
Wow, those were some great stories and some very passionate people. Why don't we share with our audience ways that they can help support those filmmakers?
Right, well, you can go to whistlerfilmfestival.com/give. And the funds that we raise through the silent auction and any donations will support our organization, which is a cultural charitable organization to help produce these programs and to help really elevate talent and take them to the next level.
Yes, and can be a gift for yourself, for someone else, for the holidays.
Yep, you could buy film packages.
Exactly.
Give the gift a story.
Gift of story. So visit whistlerfilmfestival.com/gift now and support Whistler Film Fest. The Whistler Film Festival has been recognized as one of the most amazing festivals in North America, but more importantly, it's considered Canada's coolest festival. Right. Shauna, what makes it so cool?
Well, I think probably because it's in a really cool place. I mean, Whistler is one of the premier mountain resorts in North America, and the festival takes place in December, so it's winter, and we're in a pedestrian village at the base of two spectacular mountains, and you can, it's very intimate. You run into people on the stroll, you can, meet the filmmakers, you can do deals in hot tubs on chairlifts and in gondolas, you can watch films and go skiing and après and network and party all on the same day, and so yeah, there's a lot to be said about that being cool.
That's pretty cool. I think you bring the cool factor too.
Yeah, maybe. No.
And quite a few more cool people have joined us in the past.
Definitely.
Let's hear from them.
What I like about Whistler is, I don't ski or snowboard, and I still have a good time here because it's a community. It's a very inclusive spot, which is unique for a resort town.
If there's a little bit of snow on the side of the road when you're driving up, I just get that old feeling, like I used to have when I was 15 years old.
I love the Whistler Film Festival. It's active and exciting enough where things are really going on, but intimate enough where you see your old mates, you meet people from far away. It is and is becoming one of the great film festivals, not only of North America, but I think in the world.
You have genre filmmakers and you have art filmmakers and you have people from overseas. I think the connections and the connectivity between Hollywood and Canada all comes together here in Whistler.
I don't think that as Canadian filmmakers, there are enough festivals like this that really showcase Canadian film, and so I think this is a really important festival.
I'm privileged to be here. I'm privileged to be able to speak. I'm privileged to be able to tell stories.
I just want to keep doing interesting work as much as I can.
I'm a secret desire to be a Canadian.
Oh.
Yes.
I have no hang-ups of ego of trying to assert myself, and especially in this journey of producing, I was very green.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to, as an actor or a filmmaker, come to this festival in Whistler.
I am so enamored with this place. I know it's a cliche, but it really is beautiful here. This is bar none the prettiest single town that I've ever been in. I've been texting pictures to my fiance and telling her how much we have to come up here, and this festival is just awesome. My friend Jacob Tierney has been singing its praises for a long time, and I've always had a lot of love here, and circumstances have dictated that I haven't been able to come here, and I'm so honored to finally be up here. There are film festivals that are sort of about the people that show up and the free swag, and then there are film festivals about the movies and the towns that they happen in, and this is one of them.
Yeah. Film festivals like the Whistler Film Festival are very, very important to continue to support not just people who are already established, but to young burgeoning talent and the stories that are going to reflect what's going on, not just individually and personally, but what's going on in our country and expressing that on the world stage.
As the ambassador of the Whistler Film Festival 2014, this Maverick Award, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's just getting bigger and better, and the excitement is ramping up, and it's I couldn't imagine this film premiering anywhere else. I'm grateful to you for seeing what we were trying to achieve with this very incredibly personal film, so thank you.
The winner for this year's Best Picture for the Borsos Awards is Antigone.
I'm so glad that I see so many great films by women. It's been a few years now that we see more of them, and again, thank you for this support.
When it comes to the Whistler Film Festival, we've always said it takes a village. And managing director Angela Heck has been here since the beginning as a publicist for Ski Bums, as well as an Audience Choice winner in 2003. Obviously, 2020 has thrown some obstacles your way this year. I want to know how you've transformed.
It's been an interesting year.
Yeah.
Let's just all agree on that. We made the decision fairly early to embrace technology and the pivots and pirouettes that have come along with that. And it's really because we are built on a very solid foundation. 20 years of history. We've had over 1,000 supporters that work with us through the years, and it's really allowed us to embrace this time with a lot of confidence moving forward. I like to say that while we may have no contact, we have a lot more opportunities for connection. And that's been really interesting as we are working with the technology to make the programming available on the industry side across the globe, really, and across the country on the film side. It's been great.
And our team is spread across the country in 5 provinces and 5 time zones, and all the way to the UK and LA. So we definitely are working remotely.
Yes.
A lot of remoteness.
But
so.
it's become almost a global village.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely.
During this transition. Yeah. Well, I'm certainly excited. I know our audience is. Shauna, what can we expect? Where are we headed this month?
We have a big program ahead, right? We have 97 films that are going to premiere from December 1st to 20th. And that includes 30 features and 67 shorts in 10 programs. And you can see them right across Canada and watch them until December 31st, which is so exciting.
It's great access for the audience.
Great access. And we're also featuring, talent talks with
Gabriel Byrne
Yeah.
and Ty Ma, Colm Fior, Kelly McCormack, Remy Girard. It's going to be very interesting.
They're all here
Big
with films in the
names.
festival.
And on our industry programming side, we're reaching well into Europe. We have people joining us from Eurimage and from Luxembourg and right down to the United States again. So lots of points of connection.
Yeah, so I think there's 36 industry sessions with over 100 guests. It's robust.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
No, and we also have some cool events. We have an après on December 10th.
That's a must.
You can't come to Whistler,
No.
whether it's in person or virtually without après. So
wrong,
we're
just
bringing the
wrong.
après to the world. And we also have our awards show on December 20th. So there's lots of action for the month of
Absolutely.
December, Whistler Film Festival, online.
Excellent.
Yeah. But you know what? Nobody can tell you really how great it's going to be better than our director of film programming, Paul Greton. So I think we should listen to him for a minute.
All right, Paul, take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paul Greton, the Director of Programming of the Whistler Film Festival. After many, many months of screening tons and tons of movies, it's my great pleasure to announce that we'll be showing 30 films online nationally. The magic of Whistler will now be available to anyone in Canada with a computer and a credit card. The important thing to know is that over 70% of our titles are Canadian content. This is the highest percentage of Canadian content of any international film festival running in Canada. The other thing is that this year, because of the extraordinary circumstances and challenges that are affecting every aspect of the industry, we've decided to share our revenue on a 50% basis with the filmmakers. This will be right across the board, including our short film packages, where we'll simply divvy up the revenue amongst the many short filmmakers. We think this is an extraordinary way of offering support to our creative community. And I'd like you to think of it as kind of buying from a local restaurant as opposed to an American food chain. Please support your local filmmakers, but I have nothing to apologize for in terms of quality. This is the best lineup of Canadian films that I've certainly seen in the 8 years that I've been programming the Whistler Film Festival. Very proud of the films that are competing for the Borsos Award this year, and just completely energized and happy to be able to share these films on a national basis. We have films that literally represent Canada on a pan-Canadian basis from sea to shining sea, with films from Newfoundland, PEI. There's one film set on the New Brunswick-Quebec border, 5 films from Quebec, 3 which are geo-blocked, but 2 which will be available in the province, and every other province right across the country all the way to BC. So enjoy the Whistler Film Festival. It gives me great pride on behalf of the programming team that we can share these films with you. Tell your friends, buy lots of movies. Canadian filmmakers need your support. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the Whistler Film Festival's 20th anniversary celebration to commemorate the 20th edition of Canada's coolest film fest. This December, join us for the great films, hear from our filmmakers and top talent, attend great events, and connect with industry at the Content Summit. And don't forget to support the amazing charitable organization that produces the Whistler Film Festival by visiting Spark's silent auction at whistlerfilmfestival.com/give. Thanks again, everyone, for being a part of Spark and the 20th celebration of Whistler Film Fest. We look forward to seeing you all next year in Whistler and online all month. In the meantime, here's a little something to get you stoked.